Hey guys, this is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing, and in today's tip video I'm going to show you the updated way to mass email out of KW Command and what capabilities you have in mass emailing from the system as of July 1st, 2020, right? That's today's date. So if you're watching this at a future date, right, they're constantly running updates to the system, which is great to make it even better. So things might look just slightly different. However, the big change that is happening is you can now send mass emails from KW Command through your KW Command email. Right, so instead of only having the option to use MailChimp to send mass emails, you now have the option to either use MailChimp. You can either use your MailChimp account, or now you can use your Command email to send mass emails through Command. And that's helpful for lots of reasons, makes your life easier, and it also allows you to create email lists from your Command contacts, which has been very highly requested. So let's dive into that so you can take a look at what that looks like firsthand. First of all, let's go ahead and log in to Command at agent.kw.com. If I can type today. All right, again, that's agent.kw.com. And that'll be your Command login here. So go ahead and put in your username and password here for KW Command. Right, same username and password for my KW and for the Kelly app. The password does require an uppercase letter, if that helps, and a lowercase letter and a number for that matter. And then you can click sign in. And of course, if you're still working on signing in, feel free to pause the video so you can follow along. So first thing we need to make sure we have set up is just that our Command email is set up properly in our Command settings. So to do that, if you can join me by clicking your name on the very top right of your Command account, and then settings from that drop down. All right, so from the settings page here, you'll see all your connected apps at the very top. Okay, so yours might be in a different order than mine. But if you can go ahead and scroll to the very bottom of this applications page. Okay, these are all your apps that you can link up to Command. And the Command email always sits near the very bottom under the email services section. You'll see the Command email, which is the official email provider of Command and includes 5,000 free email sends per month. All right, so if yours says connected, you're most likely good to go, but let's double check that. So if you click on the manage option on the far right, you'll see your reply to email address. Okay, so double check here that this is how you want your name to display in the recipient's inbox. And when someone replies to your email, this is where that email address, or that's where that email goes. Right? That's a reply to email. So you can always change that if you need to from that list here, or even add a custom one. And you'll see where you're at available this month. 0 of 5,000 have been sent so far because it's July 1, so I started over. All right. You can always manage your subscription if you need to increase that number. If you need to send more than 5,000 a month, they have that option. It would just be a paid option. And you can do that under Manage Subscription. All right, but now that I have the correct email, there's no save button or anything, so you can just X out of that on the top right and just make sure it does say connected and you're good to go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to hop on over to on the right-hand side menu, so the Command menu on the left-hand side. You'll see a menu going down your screen, and a quick tip on that, if you click on the KW logo on the very top left, you'll see that Command menu does pop out here. So you can add any contacts that you would like to send emails to in your Command database just to kick off there. All right, so since we're using the Command email, you can create email lists from your Command contacts here. So you can either manually add in your contacts, or you can import them in bulk if you have those in a spreadsheet. And so you do have those two options there. If you need any help importing your contacts into your Command database, feel free to email support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we're happy to help you import your contacts. All right, so that would be step one. Your contacts do need to be in your Command database in order to mass email from Command using the Command email. All right, so if we come on down to the section on the in the middle of your menu here. It's the campaign section. The icon looks like a little megaphone with a person. And remember, if you need to pop out the menu to see what that section is, you can go ahead and click the KW logo to find the campaign section right away. To click on that. And this campaign section is where we're going to go to mass email out of command. All right, so again, it's a menu about it's the item about halfway down the menu on the left-hand side. And you'll see a bunch of different options, all the different kinds of campaigns that you can create going across your screen here. We're going to focus on the email section here, on how to send a mass email from command. So you can go ahead and click on that if you'd like to take a look at the dashboard. So you can see the any stats on your email marketing efforts, previously mailed emails here, okay, any mailed, draft, archived, and so forth. All right, this is also where you can configure your email list, which is an important thing to pay attention to here. So you're able to configure these lists when you go to actually send the email. However, if you would like to do that beforehand, if you click Configure Lists right here on the right-hand side, in case I lost anyone, where I am is I am in the campaign section on the left-hand side of command. Then emails on the very top right toolbar, you'll see emails. And on the right-hand side, you have Configure Lists. So if I click on that option here, it'll take me to any current list. So these are my email lists. And at the top, it will show you an option, a drop-down for either MailChimp if you have that linked up with command. So this right here is my email list in MailChimp. But I want to use my command email instead so that I can send this mass email to my command contacts specifically. So to do that, I'm switching over to the command email. That's an important step. And you can click Create List on the very top right. So from here, I can create a list, let's say, of all the agents in my database. So that every time I have an open house, or a broker's open rather, I can go ahead and email all the agents in my database about it. Or if I want to separate a list by buyers or sellers, friends, family, okay, whatever the reason may be that you want to group them for marketing purposes. All right, so I can go ahead and let's say, buyers. So from here, once I give it a list name, I can go ahead and add contacts. Now here's where it gets interesting, just a heads up, when you click Select All, it does actually select all, but you'll notice it actually only selected 20 contacts. So I noticed that if I scroll down and clicked Load More, it will load the next 20. So I had to keep doing that in order to get all of my contacts to load, depending on, if you're trying to get your entire database on this list or whatever the case may be. And then once you keep clicking load on the bottom, you can go ahead and click select all at the top, and then it will select all of the contacts that are loaded. Just a heads up. So you do need to keep scrolling down to click to load more. And again, that is the case as of July 1st, 2020, when this is a pretty brand new feature. So that might not be the case anymore. If you're watching this at a future date, it might actually select all your contacts. All right, so another thing that's really helpful here is your tags. So on the right-hand side of the search bar, right? So you are able to search if you need to just search by, a name, email, or neighborhood to search for that contact. The neighborhood option might be really helpful as well to search all contacts interested in a certain neighborhood. That's a very cool feature. So if I have my tags here on the right-hand side of that search bar, this is where I can, let's say search all agents or all buyers here. So I could go ahead and select all and add them to my buyers list name here. I don't think I actually have any under this tag. All right, so that's how you can search by tag. You can see that I can select a bunch of different tags. These are the system tags and tags I created. So once you click that, those contacts should display that are in those tags. You can click select all or cherry pick them down the list and click confirm. All right, so here we go. I do now see that I have my list created of buyers, how many contacts are on that list. If I need to edit that list, I can click the pencil icon or trash it with the trash icon. All right, so just make sure when you're making your list here, that's under the command email. And now that I have that list created, I can go ahead and click Create a New Campaign on the very top right. So create a new campaign on the top right. I'm going to select the email option. And I'm given a couple steps here. So as I start at the top, I need to enter a campaign name. So let's say this is an email I'm sending out about my mobile app. Okay, then I can go ahead and pick my goal here. So let's say this is brand awareness or attracting buyers. And at the bottom, you'll now see an option to choose if you want to run that through your command email or MailChimp. So I'll leave that selected on command email and click to set up the campaign. All right, so here I am at the top, and it just gives me a few steps here. So I have 6 steps that I have to go through to send out this mass email. First 2 steps, I don't really have to do anything, so that's good. So first step, this is already taken care of. I see the campaign name, command email, and my campaign goal. I see the account it's coming from, going from, when it sends to. Okay, so this is the recipient list here. So I can go ahead and select the list right from here if I have that previously created. Or I can click to create list on the right hand side, and that takes us to the screen we were just in when we were creating that list originally. So you do have the option to create a list right when you're going to email. Let's see what this edit button does. Okay. All right, and as we scroll down here, you'll see who that's sending from and the send reply to email. And we have this edit option also on the top right if you need to edit that. All right, subject line here. So let's say download my app today. Okay, whatever I want the subject to say. Okay, and now is the time where we're picking the design for our email. So if I click this right here, it says select design content for your email. You're given a couple different options at this point. So at this point, you can either select a newsletter. And we do have a short tutorial on how to fill this in at this point. Okay, so if you were to select a newsletter, it would just give you a template that you would actually have to fill in the content. So right now, as of July 1st, 2020, these newsletters are not pre-filled. So you would actually have to enter in that info, and you have to enter it in for all of the sections that display. Just a heads up, you can't delete this section in there. So if you do that, we do have a training video on that on slmtraining.com, or you can email support@scottleroymarketing.com if you need that video or further help with the newsletters. Now you also have the option to select one of your design templates. So if you have an email template created already in your design section of Command, you could go ahead and pull that up from here, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. I'll guide you to that. So if I go ahead and select one of these, I'll just pick this one. I can go ahead and see on the right hand side, here is my email piece, okay, and I have that. I was able to select that from my designs because I had already created that in the design section of Command. All right, and we'll go there in just a second because I realize you won't have the same design I have since I made that. All right, so, but then I could go ahead and click send right from here. I can, of course, preview it and save it as a draft as well. So especially right now, if you've been practicing this and want to save it as a draft to explore different design options, go ahead and do that. So I'll click Save as Draft, click Save and Exit. All right, and if I come back to my email section, right, in the campaign section of Command and my emails, there's that draft. So I can always come back to it by editing it. All right, but to take you through the design section real quick, I'm just going to show you where that is. So on the left-hand side, you will see an icon that looks like a pen and paper, right, for the design section. You'll see all the different categories of designs that you can create in here. And if you click a plus sign on the bottom right, you can go ahead and create an email piece right away. Okay. So again, you can click the plus sign on the bottom right to select an email piece. All right, and when you click next, just a heads up, you'll notice on the right hand side a bunch of different places we can go ahead and add images. Okay, so any items on the right-hand side that I want to add, let's say I'll drag and drop this image icon. So in that case, I want to go ahead and change out that image. So I can double click on that. Right, so double click on that image icon to pull that open, right, to be able to drag and drop files in here. And wherever you might have an image saved, so if you have a piece already saved, or let's say a photo of a listing saved on your computer, you could go ahead and pull that in, right? Or if you have, let's say, a template created in another program, or like from the social pieces, you can go ahead and add any flyer, right? If you have that flyer saved as a JPEG or a PNG file, which are picture files, you could go ahead and add in that picture of the flyer to email it out. All right, and that's what I would recommend as well to make your life a little easier. So once I upload that, I'll go ahead and click on it on the right-hand side. And I, of course, need to make this sized a little better. So I'm using the icons on the corners, struggling clearly, on the edges of it. So these little dots, you can resize it with that. All right, so I can have an image at the top. I can add some text from the right-hand side, or a text section even, which I like. So if I add a text section, you know, I could write something like moving to KW, or, you know, download my mobile app, whatever it might be that you're reaching out to them. Moving to KW. So I have a bunch of awesome tech tools for you to use. Of course, don't write it like that, but let them know about your move to KW and how you have access to all these awesome KW tech tools to provide for them to promote their listing even further, to search for homes right from the palm of their hand. Okay, give them a taste of what they're going to get from listing with you, let's say, as an example. And of course, I could go ahead and add in my headshot on the right here by pulling another image in and adding text to add my information as well. So I can rename that on the top right. Let's say I'll name this one moving to KW. I'll update it on the right-hand side. All right, to go ahead and save that. And just a heads up, you do have also on the left-hand side, oops, sorry. You do have a tablet and also a phone view. So make sure to click on that so that you can change the size of the image for the tablet view versus the mobile view. Okay, so you can see how that displays on either device. All right, so now that I have this piece created, I'll go ahead and click on the back button on the top left, and I can click save if needed. All right, guys, but just one last little tip on this to leave you with that, right? Because that would involve you creating the piece, right? The template, the email template, right? Because that was a blank page. To make your life even easier, there are a bunch of social and print templates that you can go and create a piece there and just save it as a picture to send out as a mass email. All right, so if you would like to do that, for example, in the campaigns section, and this is just an extra added tip. If your brain already feels like it's gonna explode from info, no worries. All right, but if you'd like an extra tip on how to get templates, pretty cool looking templates to add to your pieces. So if you come back to the campaigns section, KW actually provides you with a bunch of cool quick posts here. And again, that's the campaigns section of Command. So what I could do is I can right click on any of these that I like, and I could save it. So right click, save image as. So I'm saving this to my computer as a picture. So then it would allow me to go back through and create an email template. I'll just do it for you guys. I got this far already. All right, so now I can go back to my email templates in the design section. All right, I see that moving to KW design that I have created. And to open it, I'm just going to double click on it to open it, okay? So I double clicked on the email piece and designs to open that back up. Then on the right hand side, now I'll go ahead and add another image in. So again, on the right hand side, I'm just taking this little block that says image, clicking and dragging and dropping it to the left hand side. I'm clicking in this right here, this box, to go ahead and pull that open, right? It's in my downloads, so this is searching in my computer files. So I'll double click on it to pull it in. There it is. Guys, and of course, feel free to pause the video if you're following along and doing this with me. But I can go ahead and click on that to add it. Right? So once I double click on it to bring it in, I do have to add it by clicking it on the right hand side. Then I would be able to again resize it to have a very cool looking image on my email piece to send out that I didn't even have to create. All right, guys. So that is just a little tip for you. Little extra tips on how to use the command email to send a mass email from command, and also how to use the different templates that command provides for you. And I know that was just a quick overview of each different template option to email out. If you have questions, feel free to email me, support@scottlevorymarketing.com, and I'd be more than happy to guide you. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope this was helpful. Take care.